Hello, good evening everyone. Good evening, if you're here for the first time, I would ask you to also share the video. I want you to listen to this video of Agraada. There are a couple of topics I would like to treat you this afternoon with. We are going to discuss it, so let your comment also flow on the platform and share the video. I want you to listen to Agraada, but first, if I spelled the name Syrahm, is it Syrahm? I watched a girl on Facebook really going at it with Naana Donkor about a comment Naana Donkor made. So if I spelled it wrongly, I'm gonna check it back later and put it on. So if you're here for the first time, please share the video. But I want you to listen also to Agraada, and then we're going to discuss this issue of marriage and people who thinks what they have is the best, or when someone else's issue surfaces, we think that we can use ours, what we think is good about ours, to talk down on these people. And then what it does is also, nowadays the world has become so wicked. So let me say this first. The world has become so wicked. The world has become so wicked to the extent that people play on other people's emotions a lot. The world is so wicked. In fact, society has become very wicked. It's on a different levels depending on where you are. If we look at our community, because of poverty and also stress issues, lack of money, lack of, I would say, network in terms of what we have access to, the stresses are different. People are in fact falling ill, so people think they need to gain acceptance of other people. So you see, when we have made it the community so dangerous to the extent that even our enemies are now becoming our friends. You know why? The person who once upon a time didn't like you knows that you are so vulnerable to the extent right now that you need a friend. So they want to be your friend. It's not because they like you. I just finished work, so I'm driving home. So much traffic that I just have to relax, and while I'm relaxing, I'm having a conversation. So is it EM Tech Multimedia? EM Tech Multimedia, wow, that's a big name. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, please share the video. Also subscribe on my YouTube. This evening, I'm going to release one detail how to process certain things. And I really want people here who are in a country, new in a country, to get a certain things. Today there has been a change in the immigration processes. There has been a lot different policies unleashed on students. We have a new immigration minister, and he's making his mark all right. So let's move in. Our Ghanaian community has become so vulnerable that people want to belong to organization, association. It's not because they like themselves. In fact, the associations are so poisoned, because you know why? The world has become, we are in a different era now. So for example, people's needs has become big. Our needs are many. We need so many things now, eh? We are seeing so many changes. Technology, eh? A lady, if you're a young guy, the girl who is so beautiful you want an iPhone. They want iPhone, iPhone A plus, iPhone Q whatever. Mama Ino, my lovely sister, my beautiful sister, happy birthday, my dear. Watching you live from Kumasi. Kumasi, Ekropong. Welcome. Akwaba. So Ewiase has become very dangerous that if you don't watch it, you are going to end up in your enemy's camp. You are going to, because you yourself, we are mortal people. We are mortal being. You get to a certain stage in your life that if you don't watch, if you don't do a certain things right, if you don't embrace you, you are going to fall into the arms of your own enemy. People are so hateful now, People are so hateful. Really. People are so vulnerable. People are weak now. So it's like the internet. It's like me coming here and I don't know. My lovely sister, is this Siama? No, it's Siama. My sweet man, how are you, sweetie? Everybody here, how are you? Let's have a conversation. Let's dive into. But I make you listen to Agraada. It's like me coming to and I think you all love me. Hey, you all love me. But you love yourself more. You don't even know me. So you cannot love me more than yourselves. So that is how the world is become. So if you don't watch it, you are going to end up in somebody who came to you with a frown face and realize that you recognize the frown face and you are not going to put up with it. But for them to get into your space, for them to get you well, they'll come back with a smiley face because they know that you need someone who is smiling. You are lacking some happiness. So they will come back smiling and you will think, oh, they like you. They like you now. No, it is you who has not embraced yourself. You can't rely on anybody again. Today, my sister, even you yourself, you can't even rely on yourself. More or less to rely on somebody. You understand what I'm trying to say? You can't even rely on yourself. So I see people making comments from here and there, thinking the world evolves around them. They have the best lives. They are married. They are this. They have the best job. It is today. Oh. It is today. Let me show you. Let me show you something. I'll show you something. Let me show you something. This brother. See this brother? See this brother? He died in Toronto. This brother just died in Toronto on Wednesday. My brother, just in August, they were on a park. I don't know whether you guys remember. I videoed a barbecue, a massive barbecue that happens every year. Next year, guys, for those of you who witnessed it, make sure you get a hold of me. An invitation can be given. Use one of those associations and come use it as a means for visa and other things, because you see, you have to have a reason to come here. You have to have a reason. You are coming as a tourist. If you have your money, use those summertime events that happens within the Ghanaian communities to come. So this brother was at the barbecue when we were having he was there with another brother and they work for a firm. So there were the two gentlemen I was interviewing about immigration, and they said, yes, they can help. This brother just, he had no, you see this thing. I am approaching where I showed you the immigrants, those immigrants that came here. Remember the church I showed you? This guy and his partner works with a law firm. They will come to this area every day to collect immigrants who are here, who needs accommodation, who needs their papers to be processed. On Wednesday, if you remember, thank you. On Wednesday, this guy said, my headache. The headache. All of a sudden, a pain started at the back. All of a sudden, the guy is in a ambulance. The next thing we know, within a few hours, boom, the guy is gone. So, this is where we are heading. This is what is happening. Eshimreno, emisa aba. Eshimreno, aba. This brother, plump, nice, tall guy. The guy just came from Ghana. There is one of those that went to Ghana and stayed there for a bit, got married. Let's listen to Agraada. Mama Yenti. I'll give you my own a story, my own I Kolo witnessed in this Canada Abontenso, and then I will move into is it Syrahm or Syrahm, a side chick who took the boyfriend or the partner to court, and Naana Donkor made a comment about how last time I was watching how the married people now have a meeting and hey Ghana, for we are very funny. Let's listen.
More than 50 cars. And a dramainty. Asia, Osaya, and a baby, I will put Jamai. That's what my and I will do 7 years. I'll buy no double or your Susu Cassia. I cannot brown. It's all about the and I mean, no Cassia. Come, Cora, I go, and away, Ashe. Maybe a tender.
Sikanashi. You see, Sikanashi. Many women are going through a lot today because of irresponsible men, especially an African man. I don't know which African woman will get off to defend a man who walks on their 2 legs, goes into another woman's room, enters into the 4 legs, and the 2 responsible people who made that decision, somebody else will blame the other one and accuse them of breaking the home of the one who was looking and was also a vulnerable person, just like also the wife. You see, people are just funny. Eh? Today, people think they have the best thing than the other person. Everybody wants to use their own struggle to sort of put another person's down. You are struggling in everything. We, the African community, are struggling in everything. Our marriages are poor and stinky. The relationships we have are stinky. Our men have no respect. Our men has no dignity for themselves. Our men has no value for themselves. Our men don't see themselves as princes. To see princesses, to wear the crown of a woman, to wear their crown, to value these women. And then you will see another Ghanaian woman who is also struggling within their own, coming to now use their struggle to downplay. I'm not saying people who deliberately goes and say they are going after somebody's wife. I'm not saying or breaking another home. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that when an incident takes place, before we start to judge the person, because this is a hard time we are in. We are in a very difficult time right now. We are in a we are in a time of, I would say, dangerous times. The things are not the same anymore. And in the next 10 years, my face will not be what it is right now. This shining face plumpy face you're looking at is not going to be the same. My ways, the way I see things are not going to be the same. The way I travel it's not going to be the same. The way I buy things are not going to be the same. The way I feel, I won't feel the same thing again. Even feeling, I'm not going to feel the same thing again. Things that will matter to me are not going to be what matters to me today again. So we need to be very careful. I'm choosing Agraada's case because there are a lot of men, a lot of women who took men. I took a man who did not even have a resume ready for work. I took a man who didn't have a resume ready for work. I took a man who didn't even had an opportunity to work in a I would say a very structured environment, respectful environment before in their lives. I took a man who never even worked in a very I would say disciplined sector area before. Dressed, first of all, fed, clothed, and also wanted more for these men. Listen, listen, just because you are with your husband and your husband has not been challenged, just because you have not stepped into a place of challenge before, so you don't know how you are going to react to those challenges, does not make you an expert. It doesn't make you an expert. In fact, you should really think about where you are today. How did you even get to where you are? Let's listen to Agraada and I'll tell you something. I used to think that I want my husband. Listen, I work with all my life I worked. I used to work downtown very nicely. A woman who sees yourself in a very high place, in my own eye, my own dream. So, me see myself in a high places. You see, joining force with the sharks. So when you get married, you want your husband to be powerful. So when your husband don't have work, you want your husband to own something. So me going here, there, fixing resume, even lying through my teeth about put my husband in a certain areas, give a reference. And let's listen to Agraada.
Every month. Let me get almost 1 billion a month. And I'm done at the month. So you're bad man. It's all shahok. Away. A go. She story building. They do money. Let me handle over. Let me install back home at the end of the month. And then why?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Mommy said, well, thank you. You see? So all these married men, this is the African man we are talking about. The Syrahm, Naana Donkor. You forget, you see, we don't support ourselves as women at all. We don't see ourselves. Ghana for maybe some Ghanaian women don't support themselves. In fact, they are hateful towards their fellow women. There are a lot of women who are not womb. They have no womb. They are men. We see they will say biology or by scientifically women or some sort we are the same as men. But what makes women different is that we have a womb. Some women has no womb. In fact, they have a socket. They have a socket like like a kotoku. They have a sack that carries certain things inside. But the womb, a woman is a woman. A woman, the womb carries a certain genetic, genetic stems, and also some, I would say, some cells or some chemicals that makes us a woman. So there's a huge difference between someone having a sack, just a sack, that yes, you can hold the baby inside the sack. But the womb, the difference between a woman are people who are wise, who can understand another womb, who knows another womb, who is generous within and reasonable and foresee far. They can see tomorrow. They can see what happening tomorrow. In fact, the things that concerns them, sometimes it's not even connected to their own personal, it's like Mother Teresa's. You know those people, right? You don't have to have babies to be a woman. You don't have to be a baby. You don't have to have a baby to be a. There are some men carrying wombs who are women. And then there are some men that they are carrying something, and that thing is a sack. That thing is only a sack. So you see what Agraada is saying. Agraada just got married. Agraada is a powerful, not a follower. She's a leader. She's one of those strong women, like myself, who wants their men to be also powerful and follow them, like, you know, who couldn't do a cheaper or no so what dinia efe. Now we are Juma as a judge, as a lawyer. Now who couldn't a fita, you will try to bring their fita, their thing, no, give it a certain I would say some class. What you will do is you will build a garage, you will build a high standard car. You will add something to it so they can also be powerful. And that is what a woman is. It's not as if, oh, you're going to change them from being a fita. No, but you're going to open up a garage for them. Because that is what they are good at. They are good. That is their aspect. They are also their talent. That is what, you're not going to bring them into become a judge. So some of us, when we got married, we wanted our husband to also be powerful. So we are so much up and down, making sure that these people are so well and not sitting at home. Eh? You see, sometimes you will come back home after all day at work. You see, and as a language instructor, you also work in an office where, and then your husband will come and take your car. And then by the time you realize they are in another woman's home, eating fufu and talking bullshit, while you are trying to bring them into a level where they can also feel proud that you're not the only one giving them money, cash giving them money. You want them to also, in fact, sometimes you hand them money to make it look as if they are the one who is paying it to, but in fact, in reality, you are the one paying for it. So imagine, as a Ghanaian woman, that Syrahm, the lady who is the side chick, is just like any other married woman in their home. Why do you think she don't have rights? Back in the days, isn't your papa get married to 4 women, but because they are loyal and they are honest people, they were able to handle 2 women at the same time, but they're not going to go to a queer. And because a queer is a liar and a cheater herself, she would want Papa Kosik to lie to her about Syrahm. So this girl taking the young man to court, what right did you think she had before she took this? And what? Listen, everybody deserves to be happy. Every African woman deserves to be happy. In fact, we were the strongest thing on this planet. A black woman is the strongest thing on this planet. So don't forget that. In fact, if you're a woman, if you're a woman, don't think you who is sitting in a house, you who is the wedded wife, is any different from the one who is sitting somewhere that your husband goes there part-time. Don't you even give yourself that much way, because if the man is honest person, if the man is an honest person, if the man is incapable of handling two women, they will be at home. And it's not the fault of yours. It's not because you've done something. No, it is because that is what it's going to be. That is how it is going to be. But because we are so, the world is changing into a place of despair and also a lot of distractions and a lot of hurt. Right now, social media is bringing everything right in front of us. It is in our faces. Insult is in our faces. In fact, people are now displaying who they are. People can now say what they want to say. For a Ghanaian woman to place a camera in front of them and speak what is on their own hearts, that's a huge transformation. That's a big change in a system. So because of that, a lot of now feelings are in places where people are not, satisfied with something. A lot of people are not satisfied with so many things. A lot of things, like, for example, I was watching Nana saying, I'm doing my nails, I pay $80-something. Do you think another woman don't want that? Do you think another woman does not want to also get up in the morning, go to a spa? Like the other time, me too, I showed you guys. Me too, I flaunted it in front of you that I was going to get a massage. And I even went as far as showing how much the massage cost. It was $118 for just 1 hour for someone to stand in front on my back, just making sure my veins are all lined up and not crooked. When the veins are like this and stressed, your veins becomes like this. The blood don't pump blood properly. So when it gets to where the vein is like this, it stops. It shoots a pain into that area, and that is why we have body pains. So when you go to massage, I showed it to you. Do you think another person does not want that? Do you think we all don't deserve it? Oh, I deserve it. I'm the only one who deserve it. Do you think another woman? So Ghanaian women, let us be careful. So imagine when me struggling to put this man to a position where he can also look at himself as someone who is respectful and he can appreciate himself, and trying to fix up a man, trying to make him feel proud of himself, and then look at me trying, just like Agraada was also trying. And I know that Naana Donkor, not everything is not ding dong in your home. So the thing is that struggling through everything like this, we can now talk about an incident that happened, a decision a sister took for her own insanity. A man who left his own wife, or the one he chose to put ring on the finger, left the home, went to her home, and agreed, the two consensual people, like they had a consensual relationship or sex, whatever it is. And now another person, just because misunderstanding has come, it is the two, both of them, their decision to make it public. It is the man's decision. It is the man was responsible for not talking things through with this Syrahm until it got to court. Let me tell you something. When I was separated, I was only asking for $60 a week. Hey, I got Ghanaian men don't want peace. So $60 a week, guys. I'm out for $60 a week. And I know my friend was also asking for 3 children. She asked the guy to at least $200 per week. They don't want the peaceful negotiation. They don't like it. So me, I understand what this girl had to go through, and it's none of your business, in fact, to talk about it. It is none of anybody's business to badmouth this young lady who this man was not. When Akufo-Addo and Sawa Broni case, if Akufo-Addo's office had sense to negotiate, do you think we would have heard about it? If they were able to, talk their problem in chambers in private, do you think the public would have heard it? Do you think if everything went well, suited, the conversation went well for the two of them, do you think any of us would have heard it? So before you even bash your sister about the decision they make, please, especially it has to do with emotions, eh? It's a personal decisions that two grown people made. It is a personal decision. It is Sawa Broni here. Oh, Sawa Broni official is here. Sawa Ewana. And Esiama. Esiama, is that you, my love? Okay. So guys, me, Oba who can be beer. I don't want to talk about it because listen, every woman here say Oba na say opeso or the way you no crampona. Do you know the emotional trauma women have to go through? We have so much enzymes in our body. We have so much way hormones in our body than a man. Our hormones are too many. For a woman to women are so easily coerced and so easily understood, like we understand things very easily. But for a woman to get to that extent, the man would have done something very bad. So my people, easy with your bad mouthing your fellow women. I don't like a woman who goes, I've said my piece with Naana Donkor before. But imagine that something happens between she and her husband, and then I will come and say, oh, chia, and I catch it. No, I will never do that. I don't have that bone in me. You see, every human should have some integrity. We all should have some level of humanity within us. We must recognize hard time. We must recognize difficult times for our sisters. Even with our brothers, we must recognize that, no, this is a vulnerable time. This lady is going through a lot. Look at Ghana. Ghana itself, without a man, is a stress. Even Ghana alone, without a man, is a stress. For a woman to get a job, a university graduate woman to get a suitable job, they must bring down their underwear. For someone who is qualified women, beautiful women, they had to be defiled. So for me, a Ghanaian woman having to take a man to court, and you are coming to talk about it as if you are not a woman. When I had the one kabaya, when a brandy be an one fair, a brandy and one fair responsible man has a good job. Wabe pew, no sure pew, or wayere is was your pew. What can somebody crampo by now? This man would be harassing this, and we are talking about Ghana with nothing there. And you are living in Abrochi telling this sister say, and is marriage a ticket? Is marriage a ticket to heaven? What are our husbands, your husbands and your way? What are they doing for you? You are a Ghana woman. What are they doing? Nothing. Oh, they don't even know how to touch properly. Most of them are selfish thinking, just thinking like a children. They are irresponsible. They are not reliable. Many of them are not reliable unless they go and get married to Filipino, and the Filipino will treat them. They will train them for you. When they get married to a white woman, they will train them. They train them very well. To Jamaican, the Jamaican don't put up with no nonsense. Then they will train them for you. You know, those who were married to Jamaicans, they will train them for you. But if they come to an African, a Ghana woman, they want to make the Ghana woman as if they are nothing. So please, let's not bash our sisters like that. Let's not talk down on our sisters who are already struggling financially, socially, politically. Okay? Let's not bash them. They are already facing difficulties. Let's not make the situation worse. Let's be our brothers, our sisters' keepers. Look at Nigeria. Nigeria has changed a lot when it comes to women coming out and talking about a certain mistreatment. Nigeria has changed. A woman turned her own husband in because the husband actually slept with her niece. The husband defiled her niece, including many, and the husband was a big man. If this was in Ghana, they would say, someone like a foolish Efia Pokua will come and sit on national television. So, national television to tell the woman that, hey, you people, oh, please, forget it. You are going to destroy their home. You are here to destroy a young man. If you were not dressing like that, if you did not do this, then he would have a 13-year-old girl. But the society would have frowned on this news that came out that a whole doctor, a renowned doctor, someone who went to school in the United States of America, came to Nigeria to practice and opened up a lot of foundation. In fact, he opened a foundation for breast cancer, whatever testing. Apparently, he was molesting, he was beating girls, he was doing all kinds of things. If this was Ghanaians, someone like Efia Pokua would foolishly come out and say something else. You understand what I'm trying to say? So let us understand the challenges of a woman in Ghana, Africa. Ghana is in Africa. It's not in any, these developed countries. It is in Africa. And we know how they treat women. We know how they treat children. I'm sure the same, these women who had no womb but has a socket carrying things, the same women, when another woman falls into a victim, when another woman is victimized, they don't see it, they don't feel it because it didn't happen to them. My people, let's be a bit sensitive, okay? Let's be a little, if you're a womb man, if you're a man with a womb, if you are a man with a womb and not a socket, you need to understand another womb man. You need to understand another womb man, because some of you are walking jong like a man with just a socket underneath them. Just a socket. It's not fair. Let's listen to Agraada Kakara.
They say, "Me ama fire jemadi, na me ama starting me before." Now who the machi? Na me ji guasie. Na me somebody ufire. Na me this kind of shout. Me dey mama me didi. Me dey mama uri amani didi. Me dey mama uri amani budi. My die. Asifie. Mama ufusiafo. Udi me bone. Ufusu be fa wadi. Ufa wunita. Sir Pastor Eric, Asanadria, the next time, Obi Wu, Sakramai, Yamide Kono, Sakramai, Sister, brother, somebody Obana Wong, Obano, Boni Ninim, Obani, very good. What's in your Bibia Pebble? If I'm woman, woman,
you see, my sister, there are a lot of women who are trying so hard to put their husbands somewhere. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of women in places trying so hard. There are a lot of women who actually said yes to a certain man whom they should not have said yes to. And once they are in, they feel as if they should stay and make it work. And this young lady who I would say has taken this guy to court. Of course, she was also lied to, just like you, who is the wife. She was also lied to. Whether she knew or Obofuo, who is Osofo, even admitted indirectly on stage that he has impuna. Even Obofuo, who is a pastor or a prophet or some sort of a figure in a kingdom world, admitted on stage that he has a girlfriend. And as long as the girlfriend understands and respects the wife, respects him as a married man, you will not be able to befriend him. And because of the economic situations in Ghana, many people cannot afford even dating their own preference. The men, they should. That's why the country has turned into a system of, I would say, some kingdom of some battle kingdom. I wouldn't say Gomon. It's a battle kingdom. Because everybody is where they don't want to be. Many people are in places they don't want to be. Especially in Ghana. Many people are in places they don't want to be. In fact, in Nigeria, I have seen many odd couples. I have seen people who are in wheelchair with beautiful wives. In Ghana, rather, a woman dare not, even a man who doesn't have a job they don't want, to think about someone who is disabled. It's as if we have our own God. So please, my people, let's be easy. Let's take it easy on our own people, our own brothers and sisters, our sisters, because they are the weakest link back in our country. Because some of us, after all that, imagine at that time I would be, namikunu, and kamena minie. So just because you have it today, the nature of where you are, it doesn't even allow you to boast over what you have. Because the very nature of what we have is very inconsistent. The very nature of what the men around us, as long as you are African, Ghanaian, it is very, very slippery, very, very unguaranteed, no assurance. So when you have it today, just thank your God that today is working for you. Do not use yours to think another one is bad. Have you seen me show anybody on any man like me coming to flaunt a certain things? No, I will not do that. Why? Because it may be working today. The minute you bring something out and make people, no, my darling, the society we live in, the tempers are high. Our tempers are very, very high. People are so much, we face so much. Even in our workplaces, a black woman, if you happen to be a black lawyer and you happen to find yourselves within the FM, they always look down upon you as a black lawyer. Even as a black lawyer, ask anybody in Canada who is in a position, ask a black nurse who works in a ER. Ask, when you go to Sickest Hospital, have you seen how many black people do you see? Go to the downtown, St. Michael, St. Dodo. See how many black people do you see? A lot of discrimination somehow in our country. Discrimination, stereotype. All those things does not allow women to move forward or to reach a certain height, except for those in academic area where they function at a high peak or some big difference, or they tiptoe over somebody else's shadow, or they hang on somebody else's shoulder. If not for that, a black woman is very, very difficult. A black woman very difficult. Life is very difficult for you. And it's like that everywhere. So don't think because you live in a bubble, your life today is better than somebody. It is never so. It is never true. It is not true. Do nothing. Look at Nana McBrown. Imagine, have you seen Nana McBrown flaunting and coming? I see her with her husband sometimes. She doesn't even want to make it look too obvious that they are in love. I've watched it. I see the body language. Even in public, she doesn't make it look like, oh, she has the best marriage. Very smart girl. Very, very smart lady. Nana McBrown don't make it look as if, because they have problems. You are lying to your teeth, coming out and talking about our phone. Eh? While that man was in that girl's room, he was her husband. When that young lady had that man wrapped up, at that time, she was the wife. We are talking about Africa. It's not as if there's some sin to it or something. Because the only thing that makes it a sin is the lie that comes after. So let us see, like, life is like some big time maybe people has just designed their own life. They think they are the best. They have the best. No, you don't. You don't. Look at Agraada. With all these things he has done for this man. Me, which one? The cook, which food? Which food I don't know how to cook. Which dressing? Which lap thumb down? I'll be crazy sometimes. Which one? Atopa and I said the abade. Which one? Bushia and I said kuntungo. Flexibility. I can lift up my foot all the way to my head. Amanfo, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. While it lasts, while it's there, enjoy it. From the inside to the outside, a man would one way dianema be my one year dianema need decra catch us enya diane ne wunya de bia opedie edie pan. How much a deer can you take? How much a deer can you take? You give a deer, you give a deer nsua, mame agos. Even when you give the a deer numpono, they want something else. So African man is never satisfied though. Ghana ni Bema is never satisfied. One man ni deer no, afe no also or sampe bilibi fufro. I'm telling you. So while you are enjoying because there's something going on in your life that you think is keeping this person, let them lose a little bit. Let them lose a little bit. Give them their freedom. Let them go to Ghana and see. Let them go to Ghana. You see now the girls in Ghana, they look like a spaghetti, like a twin, like some spiral. They look bang, as if they were made. Ghana for man, it's as if they were made. It's as if they made them conditioned because of conditions, certain condition. No, certain things they don't have access to. That is why they fall into victim. They fall into victim. But it doesn't mean that you are better than somebody just because someone you made a conscious decision, a personal decision to bring a husband, and right now, some men are in the house, they feel sorry. In fact, some of them are crying inside, they want to leave. But because of the ISIS on them, because of what you've done for them, but it's not because they love you. Kai. Some of the men that some of you ladies are in the house with, Minuya. Let the wind blow a little bit and you will see your sailor. Let the wind blow a little bit because there's something better than you. There's always something better than you. I'm telling you, don't think you are it. or all. Let us see ourselves, our like ladies, our sisters. My sister, Mami Yaba Papebi, Mami Yabua Papebi. For example, a woman of a woman, but a man, Bema. What kills me is they are nothing. So what kills me is it's not as if anybody is a god like a Jewish man. Yeah, omujina so tenti ya untumu se Pharaoh ne tukura na bubo to say bibi ne nine sisi hono so no. Last time I saw some guy doing trotting in my area. It was a summertime. The color was like a light. That's all I would say about it. The color not like a light with shade, which is the tattoo. And then he was like a sculpture. That Onumpo, they have lady. They respect ladies. These young boys nowadays, they respect ladies. If they don't want you, they want to leave you. In fact, they will take you to a very nice restaurant and dump you right there. They will give you the respect. They will take you to a nice restaurant and then they are going to tell you nicely, hoping you would understand them, hoping you can reason with them, and they would, depart in a amicable way. A Ghana man will not do that. These young guys in this country, very reasonable. You will find them settling for a very, humble young ladies. Not as if they are some gorgeous, drop-down god. No. But they are very respectful. So my people, Naana Donkor, let's watch our mouths, especially about our young ladies back in Ghana who are struggling. Even if the young girl who took that Cecilia sanitization minister, she should have taken the whole thing. In fact, she should have gotten in contact. She should have gotten contact. Abrochi no mu fesikano, no mu fensie tutu tokuro. A den bi opeso assassin tutu tokuro fensie. Mu sikano. Do you know what people have to go through? No. They suffer too much. So when she had an opportunity to take this man to court, I think it was a laudable thing to do, to take him to court. Guys, let your comment come in. Your comments are not coming in. If a woman has everything a woman will gather strength to do in Ghana, hey boy, no Ghanaian understands it, including women who should learn from it. Teach this man a lesson. Teach them the proper. Put them in a proper, like I'm telling you, a Ghanaian with a Jamaican. the Jamaican lady would train them. Filipino woman would train them. A Ghanaian with a white man, the white woman would train. You see a Ghana man standing in the kitchen and like a woman. See Ghana man cleaning. Ghana man doing it, but let them go with the Ghana woman. We will spoil them. We have spoiled them. And then they will end up dumping you anyway. If they don't dump you, they have wasted themselves somewhere. They have wasted this Kwame Amuesi. They have wasted it. This Winnie. Oma westi ako pra bebia. Ako pra. Akaka krano na je chonkurong na fede da so making you are at the age me fan say you are 50 something satam no nanka ope away akrabin chensi nanka ya pra no that's the time your husband is 60. Wada do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you know what a lot of women are going through in their homes? Especially our mothers, the older generation, are too omu any beye. Now they've turned into some witches. Some of these older women in a house, they've turned into witch. Why? Because once upon a time, the husband was a play Joe. And they remember when the husband was not home, when he should have been home. They remember when the husband was supposed to, and then at the time where they are supposed to do something interesting and something fun, that is when the husband king. So the husband becomes now very the woman becomes annoyed with little things. They become annoyed with little things in the house. And that is what some of our fathers are going through. So imagine at the age of 70, 60 something, being divorced by your wife. Who is going to cook for you? So my sisters, let's go easy on ourselves, because women have suffered enough, okay? Women are suffered enough. And enough is enough in our own hands. First of all, we suffer in the hands of the opposite sex. And then when it comes to our own, where we are supposed to embrace and support and understand, we even bash them badly. And why is this so? Because we are not happy ourselves. And if we are not happy, we don't want anyone to be happy. That's the secret. A Ghana woman is not happy, and they don't know how to embrace themselves. Or say, Naana Donkor is in a glass house and throwing stones. What do you think will happen? Yeah, but I hope she recognizes she's in a glass house. Mommy Stella, I hope she recognizes, she knows that in fact, all of us are in a glass house. Don't ever think you are above your sister. In fact, Ghanaian women black women are going through too much for any woman to condemn any other woman. When I see a woman with some level of power to do a certain thing, to take things into their own hands, I'm very happy for them. I become very happy, because back in the days, women were not even allowed to take their own lives into their own hands. So today that we've taken care of our children, we've been the one in the home, we've been the home. And today, that at least we can at least make a choice, our own women are bashing us. Why is that? Why is that? Why do you think that what we have, that we are struggling? You have a husband, so what? Is a husband a ticket to heaven? In fact, is a husband a ticket to even a store? If you have a husband, can the husband give you a certificate? Can the husband grant you a certificate? It is a financial decision, for economic power decision, that helps you to be able to make ends meet. That's all. You are sharing partnership responsibility. That's it. Make life easy on yourselves, on your children. That's it. It is a help. You people are helping each other. So what? What does that get you? When you want a certificate, when you want a diploma, you want any degree, when you are filling the application, can having a husband contribute to a mark? What bon? Oh, husband, what bon? If you are smart, if you have a husband, you are smart. What is the difference? No, it is an economic decision. That's all. God gave us a helper. God gave us a helper. And we have a helper. That's why I like Nana McBrown. Does not flaunt and make it look public. It's that my husband and my husband. That is foolishness. People are hot. People are burning in Ghana. You come and flaunt that. Some ISIS are even looking at that when they find issues with you. Even the small appearance, she started appearing. Look at what is happening. When they are in public, I can see the man even want to do certain things. But Nana McBrown is, she's kicking, she's a hustler. She's struggled for too long. It's not the husband that is making her who she is. So I like the way she handles herself with her husband in public. doesn't make it look like the husband is a ticket to her steps, or the husband is it's like a milestone be for no. No. Thank you, my brother Ebenezer. No. It is just a decision. It is just what the world God gave to men in order for us to have life. It is not, it is nothing for you to come and use it against a brother. You see, some people get things wrongly, eh? Some people, in fact, we are very wrong in our utterances and some of the decisions we take about other people. So let's watch it, okay? Let us be careful, especially someone in Ghana who doesn't have the support you have. You have so much support that even if your husband decides to leave you today, you, Nana, you will take to court, and the court will make sure. Even with that, even if your husband leaves you, there are certain benefits that kicks in right away, because now you are one incomer home. The government, the minute the husband leaves the home, certain benefits start to come in. Why? Because your income is nothing. You get me? So you can sit in Abrochi and damn a woman who has gone to juju just to do a certain things to a man who has lied to her, or a man who says, you and I have agreed on this one. You have decided not to like me, or so me too, I'm going to another space. You go to your own space, and it is bound to happen. The society we live in is hot. It's hot. People are confused. You understand what I'm saying? And we are in the era where there's a lot of pretenders. There's a lot of people who are backstabbers. There's a lot of so many characteristics surfacing. In fact, people are proud to say who they are. People are now saying, so you need to understand the era we are in. That's what my sister Stella is saying. She lives in a glass house and throwing stones. You understand? You don't test the spirit. Because all of us walking around are spirits. That young lady is a spirit. Another spirit actually made an agreement, and because the agreement was now going to be changed, there was a little affliction when they were making those arrangements. Were you there? Now were you there? You were not there. So let's not use social media as a platform, because you have the numbers. You can just come and just bash another woman like that. It's not fair. To me, it is not fair. Okay? You'll be very surprised. Today I was watching, what is this girl? Van Damme. What is this girl's name? This lady in UK with a big insult. Owusu Bempa lady, no. Owusu Bempa. Oh, what is this lady? Oh, this lady who does this show with Fight. You see, for the first time, somebody could be something yesterday. If you give them a chance, you will find them something else tomorrow. For the first time I listened to her, she was really, really Mami Ngege. Thank you. Hey, today there she was spilling words of wisdom. Today I was, for the first time, normally I don't, because they insult me, I can't. You see, I like to roll at the backs of sharks. And the people with Tumi, people with way, these are the people, but in community fights, I'm not interested in that. So, but today, because what she was talking about was interesting, I stayed for a bit and listened. And they were words of wisdom. They were what Mami Ngege was making a very good sense today. Very, very good. I don't know whether she was reading. I said, hey, is that Mami Ngege? So, don't badmouth anybody, especially people in need. This young lady is in need. Listen, if somebody is lower in terms of a class, if somebody is low in a social status, socially, you are in the US. In fact, you have so much opportunity. This young lady, a man made a decision to go and speak to her. They went as far as they had an affair. So later on, something didn't go well. She took him to court. Do you know why they went to court? Do you know the situation in play? How? Where? What happened? Just because it is a marriage. Marriage is not. It's not. Again, I've explained that marriage is not a ticket. It's not going to add anything to your credential. It doesn't add nothing. In fact, it is a good thing for a social, economically, you can now share your responsibility. Economically, physically, you can share your responsibility. You have someone to talk to right there. It is good for you. But it is not when you try to use that to think somebody has a law or doesn't have a life. Marriage is what? Especially, you are married not to a white man. No. You are married to an African man. You are not married to some Morocco way, where they, at least they look at women, they don't allow their women to work, and the little they do, they are in pain. Skin is so fragile. These are African men that put us into so much problem. And now we are coming to speak for the man. It's just like a Sewa Bruni, people speaking for Akufo-Addo, who is the most powerful man in Ghana. Akufo-Addo, the most powerful man in Ghana, they not having an advocacy, except for the advocacy, the poor guy who doesn't have a job is an advocate for Nana Akufo-Addo. The politicians. As for Naana Donkor, dear, forget about her. She went through depression when her husband was cheating. Oh, yeah? So the husband cheated before. Oh, so that was that was the resentment towards. She remember Syrahm actually took her back to her own time. But who is responsible now? Your husband cheated and this man cheated. So what? So the side chicks are responsible for the big men. So now the men are no longer, the men are now responsible for their own actions. You see how we are all disturbed and crooked. You see, we are all disturbed. We are all confused. You see my point now. You see my point now. We are all confused. We are not in any perfect relationships. We are not. You be Ghana man. I be Ghana woman. Our men, we go stay with them. Yaka. Yaye Jamaica for Jamayaka. We go stay with them. Oh. So that's all we have. I had to say, wawu akwalaboni. Uwu akwalabonia. When you have a stubborn child, what do? So our men are our stubborn children, and we are stuck with them. They are the ones we are going to end up with. So don't make it as if they are not responsible, and we make them irresponsible because we think they are God's gift. We think, mommy, we, of course, bronya yona mohefa, me marana, say yempe baby mfa, yankope restaurant bi yankotena yankope baby nya, yaka de yaka, mommy Sarah. Won't say yakao. They are the only people we have now. They are who we are going to end up with. That's where we are all going. Omunko baby, yensu yanko baby. Omwana yewo. Yensu yeya na omo omoko chini hifa. Tie, mami kanchiro. The truth of the matter is that they always wish to say, just say yensu ba no na sometimes omumpe. wakwama yakam arish eguna nasum yakama yakopa patwa na say yakokam bande bi eguna so I say we have to go where I don't know where you want to go. Me, I don't want to go anywhere. Me baby am me ba no one no aduane na ya bedi keke why. Amafo me I was trying to avoid getting closer to my place so the internet does not interrupt. So I'm gonna go. I don't want to interrupt, but this is it. I'm gonna end you here. Tomorrow is a PA day. I have a workshop at home, so we can continue this conversation later. So share the video. Na yenko but emema no yen hu mema na eni omunam. Let's not play to say there are some yours is better or we warranty this woman is bad and all those things. Hey, mama have a lovely day. Bye bye.